Robert, with you again, and I just want to go through real quick, maybe a minute or two on this, concerning cracks in the soundboard, repairs, and gluing them up to the ribs. In a previous video, I guess that video is a couple of months old now, I had a viewer have a question, made a comment about the purpose of the screws and why leave them out, why take them back out if you put them in. And you don't necessarily have to take them out. It makes for a neater job. And here I can show you, I've got several pianos I'm restoring right now in the process of being restored, and I'll show you where someone elected to leave them in. And you can see these were installed. These are called soundboard buttons. And technicians will use these in the home to deal with this issue when you have cracks in the board and the cracks cross over the ribs and you get that buzzing. So these will be installed to deal with that issue. And you see here you got you got 5 there and you got 1 over there. But you also see here a bunch of screws peeking through. And I'm not going to even try to count those. I'm going to have to pull those out when I repair because I'm going to do a clean repair on this restoration. So just to show you that's for that viewer, that is a case where you leave the screws in, but it's not quite as neat a job. So we get back to this one here. Oops. Kind of got a tight space here with got a bunch of pianos in here right now. So in this case here, I removed the screws. On this particular piano, before I started the teardown, there were screws. You can see a hole here where someone had screws in from the top. There were washers on them as well. And a hole here and a hole here and 1 down there. So there were several holes, actually 1 on each side of the rib. So each side of the crack rather. So they were in this piano as well, and there's another one there. So they were even in this piano, and you can leave them in if you'd like, but just for a neater, cleaner repair, I opt to take those things out. If it's in the home and the customer does not want to have the piano leave the home and pull it apart and restring and that sort of thing, that's one thing. But you know, you got a piano torn down, you can go ahead and make a neat repair on it. So real quickly, and I know I've put in previous videos about how to what the steps are in this process, so I'll just real quickly go through them again here. What I do is I open these cracks up. I've dried this board out for about 3 days now, and I got the cracks to open up there. I only had 2. The rest of the board's in good shape. I open these further. There were small cracks to develop along joints in the board where the pieces of board were put together when it was made. But I opened them up further, and you have what you have here. You see what you have here. And what I did was I took the drill, just a regular drill, long drill bit, and from the back side, we'll walk around the back here. From the back side, you see the light peeking through there on the rib. If I zoom out here, you can see the rib here and the crack at the back of the piano. I made 2 small holes up against the rib so that I can locate the rib from the front side. I don't want to drill through, and you can see where someone started there and stopped. And there's a hole there that went all the way through the rib. I don't want to drill through the rib because I want to use that, take advantage of the pressure, because I'm going to inject glue in one of my next steps. And I need that pressure to help push the glue around on top of the rib. And this is the rib. You keep hearing me say rib. This is the rib. It's a support rib for the soundboard. So now, as you see these 2 specks of light here, you can see where, if I walk around, back around, I've located, you see here, I've located there and there. I've located where my rib is. The rib is running between those two. So it's running up through there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, since I know where the rib is, I'm going to put a couple of small holes through the soundboard to the rib. And I really just want to get through the soundboard. And the only reason I'm drilling at all is so that I don't split the soundboard when I insert screws. Otherwise, I would just not even bother drilling, because I want the screws to grab the rib to pull it up. And I'll show you real quick. I have a couple of feelers, a feeler gauge, you see right here. And I can use these, stand back there, you see it. I can use these in order to find areas where the rib is loose. And the previous tech made a pretty good repair on this, so there's not any gap here. But if I feel around, see, I can get up, see it comes out on the other side of the rib. So, and it's at the crack, right in the area where the crack is, and that'll usually be where they let go. And so if you imagine the board as you're playing the piano vibrating, see if I can, I'm just bamming on the board with my fist. That board is vibrating, and as it vibrates against the rib, it'll make a buzzing sound, because it's hitting it, it's off of it, hit it, come off, hit it, you know, at thousands of times a second, hundreds of times a second. So that's what creates the buzz. So I take these feeler gauges and stick under the rib to find the spots where there's no contact, and that's where I'm going to put these holes. So that's basically it. Now, in a few minutes, I get to the other step. I'll shoot another video of inserting those screws in here. Real quickly, you see soundboard buttons installed by the factory. There's one, there's another, and those buttons are for the bridge on the front side of the piano. So we walk back around again. You have the bridge here. So those buttons are holding this bridge onto the soundboard. It's glued, but those buttons hold that bridge in place as the glue dries, and they just leave them in there, which is a good idea. So so that's it for now. Just real quick, I can show you the rest of this. This has been cleaned. This is open face pin block, so that's been cleaned off. And after I get this done here, taking care of the cracks, I'm going to be sanding this board. It's been scraped. Be sanding it, and we'll go ahead and get a finish on it. I need to move on this and get the plate back in and get some strings on it. But I'll update again here in a little bit to let you see the step where I insert the screws. So any comments, comment right below the screen there, or if you want to get a hold of me real quick, you got a Twitter account, twitter.com/BeaversPiano. Thanks.